All right, since the ballots were already taken, we voted on the slide that was originally shown. This was just put up to show the change. So the slide that was originally shown with 311 force wipes per day is what we're voting on.
All right, good so. Okay, we have the count of the ballots. It is in favor is 17 yes, 9 no, and 2 other, which are no. So the golf assessment passed. It's approved. It's 17 plus 9 plus 2, so 11, 28. Total. I say 17 yes, 9 no, and 2 other. That's non-ballot. Okay? All right, we'll go to our next. Thank you for Nikki and Carol. Thank you for your help. Thank you very much. Okay, we know for the next point, which is sewer treatment plant presented by Gary Lambert.
Good afternoon again. This is our current water treatment plant that is the above ground structure that you can see. Later on in the presentation, we'll speak a little bit more about what this consists of, but most of you are probably familiar with this, and if not, you should avail yourself to the familiarity. The history of it, it's antiquated. It's an old system that serves a sewer system for the entire Seaside community. It's existed since 1994, primarily to serve the motor home park and also other operations that were on the property. This was prior to the golf course and also the condos. And from what I understand, there weren't any homes built here at that time either. So it really it was designed and existed, as I said, prior to 1994. It was for the RV park and the other ancillary operations. And I do want to mention, I made this same presentation this morning to La Ventana del Mar. The location is undesirable. It's located in a neighborhood, so you don't find many sewer treatment plants located in a neighborhood. And as I said, this is near and dear to my heart because it's actually in my backyard. So instead of having this beautiful view of the golf course, which a lot of people have as their backyard, I have something else. The other thing is that, and I'll mention that later too about the maintenance of it, they do a great job. But on a windy day, and depending on conditions and the treatment and the volume going into that plant, you get a distinct odor. And if anybody thinks not, those of us that live in this area have experienced. So there is an odor from the plant, and it's even been reported to me that on the south side of the fairway, the other condos over here, that some days they can even get a distinct odor. Also, in addition to the odor from the sewage treatment, if you don't get that, you get the diesel from the trucks. And then you have the trucks running in and out, you know, from daylight to dark, and again, the number and regularity fluctuates depending upon, you know, how many people are here and renters and over at the pavilion and those type of things. But they run back and forth over our roads. They come up the beach access road, and they go, I guess, over by the pavilion and out that gate or out the blue gate. So they're in and out all day. So not only the obvious aggravation of diesel trucks running in and out and the fumes and exhaust from those, but you have the wear and tear on the road. And the location, I think maybe I mentioned that, I assume everybody knows. If you go down the beach access road to Juanita's, take a right, you'll be greeted by about 100, 200 yards on your right. And if you don't see it, you'll probably be met by one of the trucks coming in and around. The replacement is needed. There's concerns, obviously, about the reliability. It was built prior to 1994. As I mentioned earlier, the range team does a really great job in maintaining this. They've improved their maintenance over the year. They've done a lot of things to alleviate the spillage and overflow to the extent possible. But every year is a challenge due to the age and the use, because it was never designed for this. The developer responsibility, the current plant is a developer responsibility, and any conversion to a new plant. Some of the actions undertaken. We formed a committee to discuss possible solutions. If you have an interest in serving on the committee, and some in the previous meeting expressed an interest, if you have an expertise in water treatment or in the financial aspects, financial modeling, or some of those type of things, submit your name to me or see me after the meeting, and we'll take that into consideration. If you want to serve on the committee and you have a lot of complaints, I don't need that, because I have enough myself. So we don't. Yes. The replacement cost is $350,000. Jesus Velarde, our engineer that was up here previously, he's done extensive work on the water treatment plant, on the cost estimate, the engineering aspect of it, so we have it down to a pretty fine line of exactly what it will cost to replace that. The developer financing, if he doesn't get his financing package by the end of the year, then the committee plans on making recommendations, and hopefully by January, we will make our final recommendation. This is a new facility. Now, probably most of you may be aware, if you go out the main gate at La Ventana and you look a little bit to the left across the road, you see this big building over there. That's a water treatment plant. Too big. And it's been there for a number of years, but that's what the new facility, it will replace what you currently see above ground down by Juanita's in that. Now, did the other ones have? There we go. I missed this morning. It didn't come up on the first slide, and I turned my back and it came up, and I didn't realize it. Anyway, all of the homes and condos, the pavilion, all the golf course, Juanita's, everything on the seaside is gravity fed, and it's gravity fed down to this point. Right in here is where the existing water treatment plant is, as you now see it. There's a pump station in this area, which I say is like one street back from the beach. And then pump station number 2 is over in the condo area, which kind of resembles one of the condos. yes. Or at least it kind of blends in along the golf course. So, with the new system, currently it's gravity fed, it goes down here, it's treated, the trucks are in and out and, you know, hauling back and forth or whatever route they are designated to take. With the new one, that'll be gravity fed down. It'll pump from pump station 1 to pump station 2. It'll go up the main road and across the highway, under the highway, to the water treatment plant that I showed you in the previous slide. This infrastructure, including the pump stations and the water treatment plant on the other side, or the building on the other side of the highway, that's already in place. That infrastructure is there, and that represents about a $3 million investment. So once it goes over to this side, it's treated like we're doing it now, except in a more efficient way. Any solid particles or what comes to that'll be hauled away in trucks or whatever the disposal method is. And the gray water will come back across the highway into this first lake that's on the golf course, and that will feed that lake, which in turn will feed the other lakes. Because as Jesus mentioned, we don't use city water to water the golf course, but we can capture this gray water from the water treatment plant and pump it back into this first lake that's along the highway by the golf course, and then that in turn feeds into the other lakes. Now all that infrastructure is in, so that's been there for, I don't know, since Pat first did this project. Lost my place. Shoot, been a long day. Okay, the possible proposal, we've looked at a number of options, and one is a contribution, an assessment from the owners in La Ventana and Los Villas. Now, this would result, what we did was we talked to the developer, it's been over a year, and he has agreed that in lieu of getting his financing, if we upgrade the $350,000 to take care of this water treatment plant once and for all, that he'll give us a credit against our CAM account. Now, if you were at the developers meeting yesterday, he explained CAM in quite a bit of detail, and I know that I have to the majority of it last year and over this past year. We have a CAM receivable. 15% of our dues is administrative fee, and that goes to a company called CAM. So it's administrative fee, it's part of our contract that we pay each month. The problem being that Los Villas, I don't think has ever paid any of their CAM obligations, so we built up a receivable. La Ventana, likewise, has paid some, but they have also built up a receivable. And if you recall, in the budget presentation I mentioned that this year Los Villas will be paying their full 50% of their CAM obligation, the administrative fee that's included in our 2016 budget. So we will not be incurring any additional CAM receivable in the upcoming years. Now, what all that means as far as an assessment and a CAM credit is the developer has agreed that whatever we collect for both Los Villas and La Ventana, he'll give 125% credit against CAM. So it's $1.25, that's $1.25 on the dollar. Well, the other thing that's not hidden in there, but probably people don't think of, this CAM receivable, we owe over $400,000 in CAM. So think of it as a bank note or your mortgage. This CAM receivable technically can be subjected to a 10% interest fee. The developer has never charged a 10% interest fee, and he has assured us that he has no plans on doing that in the future. And I think he mentioned that yesterday at the developer meeting. In addition to that, if we pay out CAM, if we pay payment, like we're making payments in 2016, Well, in addition, when we make that payment in cash to the CAM company, we also have to pay tax EVA to 16%. With a CAM credit against this assessment, if we go that direction, we don't have to do that. So we get 125% credit against the assessment. We're saving a 10% because we're not paying any interest, and the write-off from that CAM is an additional 15% or 16% that we don't have to pay on the EVA tax. So we're getting a little over 150% on our investment. So it's a win-win for both the owners and the developer to finally get rid of this, or get it in to get rid of it, period, but to update it in lieu of him not receiving his financing. Now, if he receives his financing package, then this deal is null and void. So the developer participation is the CAM credit, the engineering, which I mentioned, Jesus and his group have already done, putting the package together. We know we know exactly what the costs are, what parts are needed, everything to other than putting the package together and send it to contract, and they're doing the engineering part of it, and then of course they'll be doing the project management. The next steps are obviously to finalize the proposal. We'll have committee meetings and develop our final proposal. We'll discuss these with the developer to make sure we're all still on the same page. And then we'll develop a communication package for our owners so that that will be ready in January, so that we'll explain the plan fully, and also the cost and the exact the details of the replacement cost, and also a reasonable timeline for completion. Our engineering folks have estimated that from the time the contract is let, it probably will only take about 6 months, because there's a lot to do, but as I said in that previous slide, most of that, 90% of that infrastructure is already there. It's pumps and some of the other equipment that Jesus could, if you want that kind of technical detail. So it's really just a cutover or, a transition. This will stay running while we set up while the other unit would be set up, and then we'd cut over, transition to the new unit. Any questions? Yes.
I agree with everything. I think it would be great. My question is future maintenance. Has that been discussed with the engineer? What the costs will be for maintenance? It'll be a new item. It looks like a great system, but has that been factored in for future budgets? What will that be?
Yes, we pay jointly between La Ventana and Las Villas. We pay an annual maintenance fee, or annual maintenance. That was in the budget. This year, it's the next 3 years, a little bit more than has been previous, because I think we have 300 membranes, and we're replacing 100 membranes a year. But if you take the amount that's budgeted for the just the water treatment plant, it comes out to about $11 per household. Now, it may be a little bit more, but I don't think drastically. The reason it'll be more, as Jesus explained, and he can clarify if there's any questions, is that they'll need somebody almost full-time over at the new treatment plant because of the components and the pumping, the technical aspect of it versus down here. So there will be an increase in the expense to run it, but not necessarily in the maintenance of it.
Okay, I'm familiar with this facility because I live pretty close to it too. I don't know what all the parts are. You mentioned pumping and a treatment plant. I see a building and I see a big pit in the middle of the road. Can you explain quickly which parts would go away and which parts would remain once we switch over to this new station?
You mean down where it is now?
Right, the existing one.
That all goes away. Everything will be underground. because actually there's another building on the site map with 4 condos that go there.
Okay, so your pump station 1 that you
Pump station 1 is underground. If it's 1 street back, it's a rectangular box. Pump station 2 is over on the south side of the fairway, and it sits close to the golf course, and the facade of it resembles a condo. It blends in with the terrain. That's all, everything's there.
Maybe that big pit in the middle of the road, that'll disappear, or is that?
Oh, yeah, that's, I mean, Jesus could answer that, but, well, it would have to, because there's a condo building on there.
No, that's the curb cut. Big concrete pit is out in the middle of the road, that's not where the condos stand.
Right, that's where that's for, Jesus, you better, for, I think that's a containment for overflow, but, what is the question?
Yeah, the big fenced concrete thing with the big pit in the middle of the road.
In front of the pump station, there's a big creek.
I guess basically somebody's, well,
No cover.
does all that go away with the pump station 1 is?
No, nothing will go away. The pump stations are there. One is in the next year to the sea. One in the condo number 9 space. All the pipes are on the ground. The pump stations are there. And we don't need to bring them.
Where's the actual plants?
Oh yeah, we need to build a condominium there, a condo villa.
So that big hole in the ground, the big square.
That will be a street.
It's gonna be gone.
Yeah. I didn't understand, sorry.
Thanks. So, I think the question in everybody's mind, this all boils down to a special assessment. How much are we talking about per unit?
Okay, right now we're looking at probably less than $600 per annum. One time, 350,000 wipes out the problem, and we move on. Pardon?
It's gonna be a little bit more.
$350,000 is the same as both for assessment. So $459 per unit. $469 per unit.
That's a golf assessment.
Yeah, but it's the same dollar figure. 350 and 350 if it's divided the way we have.
Oh,
the
okay, it's
golf
about,
assessment.
yeah, it's less than 600 per
So
annum.
what about the people that don't pay?
Golf assessment at $375. You're talking about $350.
But Michael, all the people don't pay back when we decided how to divide the 469 and the number of paying owners. So that's why you never met your half part. We've taken the current numbers as of today, not 6 years ago, and now it's up to $600 or less than $600.
Okay, I see, I see.
You good? All right, thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, there's no more questions about the presentation of Gary, which was a very good one. Now, the last point is the close ordinary assembly meeting. Do I have a motion to close the meeting?
Yes.
Second? All in favor? All in favor. Okay, thank you very much for your presence, and see you next week.
Thank you.